a huge crowd. This is awesome.
It's a big crowd, and I think you guys have got a lot of energy too, so it's going to be fun, I think.
Awesome.
So it's brilliant to have you here. Is this your first time in Dallas?
It is. It's my first time in Texas.
Oh, wow.
I haven't actually been able to see any of it yet, but I'm excited. Maybe I'll go exploring tonight.
Yeah. I think I've managed the Red Museum, that's about it so far.
Okay, nice. Was it good? Worth it?
Yeah. Well, you guys know, it's a good place to go around and visit.
I'll take suggestions when we do fan questions.
You guys are the people to ask, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's great to have you here. I know you were sick recently, actually. So you feeling better now?
Yeah, I've had a really nasty. So I couldn't go to WonderCon because I had a really bizarre reaction to something. My tongue swelled to like twice the size, and I was talking in the lift, and then I just like feeling so unwell. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I went off to the hospital and sorted it out. Yeah.
Tongue size back to normal.
Yeah, we're all good now.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I know it's been a while, I guess, since you finished filming season 5, I believe. So, what have you been up to in that time?
I've been doing a lot of cons actually. The last couple of years I haven't really, I've only done like maybe 1 or 2 a year, but I just thought why not this year? The show's getting more and more popular and getting a lot of love, so that's what I've been doing.
And one of the things about the show is that it does seem to be ever more popular, even in season 5. And the fan reaction to any sci-fi show is always great, but I think it's particularly great to the 100. And how did you kind of sort of deal with that? Did you have any kind of preparation or media training to sort of deal with that?
Apparently, Warner Brothers do offer like a sort of like I don't know, media etiquette course or something. But there might be only for people who get in trouble. I haven't gotten in trouble yet.
So you'll know when they offer you the package.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, you don't really prepare. It's, nothing can really prepare you. I think it's just, it's quite overwhelming to begin with. I mean, it's still overwhelming. The idea of so many people actually knowing who I am is so bizarre to me.
Has it changed your use or your perception of social media at all?
Yeah, I mean, social media is such a powerful medium, and it's like this crazy beast. And like, I've been in the industry for 18 years now, but Jesus, 18, that's a long time. And like for the first 10 to 15 years, like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, it just wasn't a thing, so it's a whole new world. It's very different for me.
I was going to say, because I remember this, you guys don't remember this, but I remember you on Neighbours. Oh yes. Because us Brits, we like our Australians, so. Is there anything from that role that you brought at all to Clarke?
Hell no. No. I played on this soap opera, I played this character called Janae, she talked like this, she's a real like rough sort of like, as we used to say in Australia, bogan. And no, I don't see any of her in Clarke. It'd be a very different character.
Absolutely. But I mean, Clarke's a fantastic character, and we're so glad that you're coming back for season 5. It's not long now. But we know that there's going to be the 6-year time jump, so are we going to see the same Clarke that we used to? What kind of Clarke are we going to see?
She's more of a kind of mama bear now because she's got Maggie, this young girl that she stumbles across. But yeah, she's a lot more kind of, to begin with, a lot more peaceful because it's just been her and Maddie for for 6 years, and we will get to, I think it's safe to say, we'll get to see some flashbacks of like how they lived and a lot of questions will be answered. But yeah, I think she's just more protective and more like of a fierce sort of mum in this. She's just anything to protect her father.
So most actors are kind of reticent of working with children. How did you feel about it?
I love kids. I mean, I have a school, for God's sake. I have my own school in Thailand, which is awesome. So I've got a lot of little rugrats running around over there. who I get to see soon. I'm going back over in a month or two. So yeah, working with Lola was great, and she's the age I was when I started, so I remember what it was like, you know, to be her, and so just trying to help her out as much as I can.
Yeah. So you're kind of offset and onset, but we're more than.
Yes.
And working with Lola, certainly before you started filming, did you do any kind of bonding to kind of get that sort of thing?
We didn't have time. They never give us enough bloody time.
You're right in there.
Yeah, so we just kind of met the day that we started shooting, but luckily we just took to it like ducks to water, and yeah, she's a really good little kid. She's awesome.
She's kind of used to this, right? Because she's you guys watch Shadowhunters, she's a city queen.
Oh yes, I haven't seen that show. Is it good?
It's pretty good, I think. Do you guys like Shadowhunters?
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, they're already giving you advice about what to do, Anna. Have you guys seen the trailer for season 5 yet? Are you excited for it? Yeah, there's a lot going on in that trailer.
There's a lot going on.
There is. What was your first reaction to it?
Well, I think the thing that really got me was seeing like Octavia's transformation, and like because I'm not under the ground, I'm not in the bunker during the season, so there's a lot that I missed out on. So getting to see how that all came together, it looks wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it weird for you then? Because you're essentially not working with the kind of original crew anymore. It's not you and Nancy.
Yeah.
So you were a bit out of.
Yeah, it was strange. It was strange being so segregated, but you know, we all come back together eventually.
Well, one of the reunions I know fans are desperate to see is the Bellamy and Clarke reunion. Can you say anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I think that the relationship moving forward, it becomes quite turbulent, and they have a lot of differences. I mean, there's been so much time that's passed since they've seen each other. So yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride, but it's good.
Is it going to be like that with the rest of the Space Crew? You know, the dynamics obviously going to shift.
Yeah, a lot of the dynamics have all changed, and I think like mostly in the bunker. I think that's what people are going to be like, whoa. And I mean, rightly so. I can't imagine being trapped underground for 6 years.
Yeah, it sounds like
my website. Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. But you're going to have the bunker crew, the space crew, and the new Eliza's crew coming in as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they're pretty much villains, but Jason was saying recently that they're going to bring their humour as well. So we're going to see you guys laughing a little bit more with them.
Oh, we won't be laughing with them.
I'll be laughing at you, maybe.
Yeah. No, they're so awesome. The actors that we've got playing like our 3 baddies, like main baddies, are just such good actors. Like the day they came on set, there was no nerves or like, you know, trying to figure out their character. They just kind of like took to it, and it was so cool to watch. I was like, damn, I better watch my bag.
Well, I was curious about that because when you have new characters, especially so many coming in, does that change the atmosphere on set at all?
Yeah, I mean, it always, having new people, we've been really lucky because everyone that's come on the show, like we haven't had any like divas or, you know, that is the worst when like someone comes on set and you're like, oh, I have to work with this person for 6 months. But we haven't had any of that, so that's, thank God. I've worked on some shows.
Like, whatever actors that you have on there, 'cause it's been a lot.
Oh my God, it's a huge cast, so it's just getting bigger, it's crazy, although we do kill a lot of people. In case you haven't noticed.
Are you saying more of the originals are going to be dead in season 5?
I don't know. I can't answer that actually, can I? No.
No, you can't. Well, we're hoping that you all
Let's
survive.
try.
We know that Abby survives, and given that you're now essentially taking on the motherly role, is that going to affect your relationship with your own mother then?
Yeah, I think that it gives her a much better understanding of what sort of things that, what sort of choices you have to make to protect your young. So, yeah, I think really gets her mum a lot more and forgives her for a lot of, killing my dad and stuff.
Just that little thing.
Yeah.
So Grandma Abby, is she happy about that?
No. It's Paige Sherko. No, she's not stoked about it. But she does a really good job at it.
Because she has to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay guys, so I know that you lot must have questions for Eliza, so if you want to line up here at the microphone and take your time. One of the other things that I'm curious about, so I spoke to Christopher Larkin recently, plays Monty, and one of the things that obviously the space crew have been combined together for 6 years, Bumper crew have been together for 6 years. They're young people, they're friendly with each other. You know where this is going. There's no contraception in the apocalypse. So it's like, why are there not more babies? Is it because of radiation?
I have been asking the same question. I was like, I want Clarke to get pregnant so that I can just gain a bunch of weight and not worry about working out, eat what I want. But yeah, I don't know why that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. We reckon it might be because the radiation's made everyone sterile.
I guess so.
I don't know. And also, it might just be messy, right? There's no nappies and stuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe it's not
A little bit of a nightmare. Okay, guys. All right. So, should we start with you over here? If you want to ask a question.
My name is Trinity, and do you have any advice for people who want to become an actor or get into the business and all that?
Sure. I mean, gosh, there's so many things that I could say. And a lot of people are different, when it comes to study, find how you respond, to different classes, I think is really good. Some, a lot of people get into the method thing, and I just can't do that.
So much effort.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, pretending to be your character, on and off set, out of class, in class, it's that's not really for me. Otherwise I'd just be crying and dirty all the time.
Yeah, you would shower.
Yeah, just exactly. And also, get some professional photos taken, get some headshots out there, and put down footage. Just keep putting down your own stuff until eventually someone else will.
Is there someone particularly who you took advice or who mentored you when you were coming up with this?
It's a good question. I've worked with so many older actors who are really good influence on me. Recently, I got to work with Pierce Brosnan. Well, it's a few years ago now, but he was such a lovely Irish gentleman, and he just I was really nervous because we were shooting in Serbia, so none of the crew spoke English, and I was like, what do I do? And he just took me under his wing, so he was such a love. It's nice to meet older actors who have done very well for themselves, who aren't, pricks.
No divas allowed. Great, next question.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and I was just wondering, in what way do you most like your character?
I love her tenacity and strength. I just think that, and she's had to make so many hard choices, and she's also really empathic. She really takes on other people's feelings and handles them with care. Well, apart from stabby, shooty. Sometimes kill Finn. But apart from that, she's just a good person.
Who would you say the 3 most important characters to Clarke in season 5, aside Matt?
Sorry, say that again.
The 3 most important characters to Clarke in season 5, excluding Matt.
Excluding Maddie? That's a good question. Well, for better or worse, I guess, Dioza is, played by Ivana. I can never pronounce her last name. Milosevic. Blah, blah, blah. You know, she's becomes really important. And then, I think Abby is really important. And probably Octavia. Thanks.
So is there a particular character interaction that you're most excited for these guys to see? Any particular stuff?
Octavia. Yeah. It's our relationship takes a real turn. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hi. Good outfit.
Thank you so much. My name's Maddie, ironically, and I have a recommendation and a question. Recommendation, go to Twisted Root. It has like the best burgers.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, it's alright. Twisted Root.
Thank you.
No problem. It's
What is it?
it's a burger joint and yes.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with any choice. They're awesome. And then my question, Game of Thrones theme, what house would you put yourself and Clarke in?
What do you mean?
Like would you find yourself like House Stark, House Lannister?
Oh gosh, I haven't seen it since like season 2. But because I love, I mean, you know, I got to work with Cersei on Thumba. I love her, so she's a Lannister, right?
Cersei is Lannister, Sansa is Stark. Yeah, there you go.
I nailed it. I know that she's a terrifying character, but I can take it.
I always see the question, what Harry Potter house would you be in?
I know I get it all the time and I never know the answer, but apparently people have actually looked up my house. Like, there's like a website you can
Yeah.
do it on? I don't know.
So did you?
I haven't seen Harry Potter since I was, you know, like 15 or something. So.
What house do you reckon Clarke would be in?
Hey, my last name's Griffin.
There you go.
But apparently Slytherin is a lot more complicated than we, you know, like there's some really good Slytherins on there.
Well, I think that's
Or
probably
they just all baddies.
key to the Clarke character, good and bad.
There are no good guys. Hey, how are ya?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hi, my name is John. What's your favorite episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh my goodness. 5 years, favorite episode. I loved shooting Day Trip in season 1. It's I think episode 8. I don't know how I remember this stuff. It was where we all take those hallucinogenic nuts and everyone like goes like mental, and I got to do this really cool stuff with the guy who played my dad and just be all like kind of, you know, just tripping balls basically. So it was really fun.
Do you still remember the first scene that you shot?
Yes, it was the first scene of the series. So yeah, it was doing the drawing and then being arrested by the guards and then getting to do all these like cool stunts. They cut out a lot of it. I did like fight them a lot more. I was kind of bummed that they didn't show like the whole thing, but
Maybe there's an extended scene out there.
maybe, I don't know. But I remember actually shooting that scene. This guy was on like a ratchet, which like flung him backwards, and I had to what do you call it? Zap him with the zapper. It's a technical term. Yeah. And he went flying and he got me like right in the chin, like, and I was like, ooh. And then the director was like, Eliza, I'm just not really feeling it. And I was like, so you okay? I was like, And then he found out later, because I was just so nervous that I didn't want to cause a fuss or like slow anyone down, so I was just like pretending that I had been kicked in the face.
Mentally something.
Yeah, they felt really bad afterwards. They're like, you've always got to tell us if something like that happens. I was like, thanks, Dylan.
Next question.
Hi, do you prefer more of the like theatrical on stage kind of acting or like the on film kind of?
That's a good question. I have only ever done one stage production. I played Snow White in England.
Isn't that in Weymouth?
In Weymouth, yeah, good memory.
Random.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it was great though. I loved it. It was so different, like doing like 2 shows a day in front of a big audience and like getting an immediate reaction from people, like figuring out what works and what doesn't, as opposed to waiting a year for the show to come out and then eventually get like some sort of reaction. So that was amazing and I'd love to do more of it. But it's very nerve-wracking. Like I've only just gotten less nervous doing like just having a chat like this in front of people. So I've got a lot to learn, I think. Is that a Hamilton shirt?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I've got the same one. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I have a question about your school.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so my daughter is the one right in front of you, right now.
Oh, yeah.
And tell me if I'm incorrect, but I've seen that you have opportunities for volunteers to
Yeah,
come
we do.
and volunteer. And I just didn't know if we were to do that, is she too young to come?
Do you know what? That's something I would have to ask my business partner. But you can email, I'm sure we've got it online, but you can email her. She's like my partner who's on the ground there with the kids every day. I don't see that being a problem because it's a school, so there are lots of kids there.
Just wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so shoot her an email. I think it's kotaocommunityschool@gmail.com.
I follow it on Twitter, so.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Thanks.
I mean, it's a good jumping off point really, because you obviously have, this big following as Clarke and as an actress, and you get to use that platform where in a way to sort of do good. Has that allowed you to do a lot more than you think you would have been able to do otherwise, or do you think that regardless you would have been having time?
No, it's definitely helped. I mean, the amount of money that we raised in the first week for the school was absolutely incredible. It was like $110,000 in a week, and that was just all through fans like donating. Me and Claire were like sitting at her place in Thailand, like sobbing. We were like, I can't believe it. Like, yeah, no, we were really, really upset about it. But it's just incredible. It's allowed us to buy the land and, a proper playground. And now, we've got this crazy playground sent over from China. And now all the kids from other schools can come and play on it because it's pretty, it's the coolest playground on the island.
Does it have a swing? Why would I know?
I haven't seen it in person yet. I've only seen photos. It might do.
You're gonna try it out here then.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay, next question.
Hi, is Clarke gonna learn how to fight this season?
I know. I've been begging them to give me more fight stuff because I actually love the choreography of it, and it's a fun way to kind of work out and be active and without feeling like you're on a treadmill or whatever, which is not my favorite thing to do.
Like, you know what I know how to fight right now. You just shoot everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I do a lot of that. But there are a couple. I got a couple of little tussles in this season. Let's see.
Fairly active. You're always running about. When you have to climb that massive pyre at the end
That's
of the
true.
season 4,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bit of a workout.
Yeah.
You're actually up on some high platforms.
Yeah, we were. Our studio roof it's higher than this, and so we went all the way kind of up on that. But I love that stuff, and I love wire work. I love getting to jump off things and feel like I'm flying jack.
And how about
It's fun.
how about running around in the wilderness in Vancouver? Because I've been in those woods and it's pretty crazy out there.
It is. It's there's been a lot of sprained ankles. There's a lot of tree roots under the surface. I've twisted my ankles so many times. Mostly season 1 though. That's when we did the most running around in the forest. I think now I'm older and slower.
Okay, next question.
Hi, my name's Eliza, and my question is, what cast members most likely to
Oh, that's a good question. Who's most likely to break out of character? I would say either Ian Cusick. He's like so cheeky on set. He's just like, not when he's directing. When he's directing, he's very serious. But when he goes in and out of cane like that, and he tries to make us laugh, he's such a little shit. Sorry. Sorry, kids.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and I was wanting to ask, were you surprised at the reaction to Clarke being bisexual and becoming sort of a representation for that?
No, I wasn't surprised. I think it was about time that there was some sort of, like having a lead being bisexual is pretty cool. And I think it was the first on network television, which is like even cooler. I think it was, I mean, there was a lot of controversy obviously surrounding Lex's death and, R.I.P. But it was really fun to play, and so I just think that there should be more of that. And I just love that, on our show, it's never really questioned or that there's no big deal made about it. It's just you love who you love, and it just is. I think that that's really awesome.
It's true, the subtlety of the relationships, regardless of what kind of relationship, there are so many of those there. And I think it's probably one of the reasons fans kind of make you guys write your own fan fiction and you...
Oh yeah, I've heard about this. I've never read any. A lot of people tell me not to.
Someone to know that.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, are there any relationships that you'd like to see blossom between two characters on the show?
I want to see more of Jackson and Miller, because they're super cute together, and they're like best friends in real life. So and they love scenes where they get to make out. It's hilarious. They're like, yeah, come here, buddy, let's do this. It's great.
They're not acting maybe.
No. They're in love.
They're just dancing around.
Yeah.
holding hands
No,
together.
more like wrestling each other. They're so obsessed with wrestling. It's hilarious.
Okay, thank you. Next question.
Hey there. So how would you like to see Clarke's character arc end? Whether that be as a follow-up as a main character or a death?
Ooh. I mean, death's always fun to play. I've died in a few things now. Actually, I've got a lot of things. I've played every horror film I've done, I'm like the blonde one who dies first. Once I got a needle to the eyeball, a lethal injection to the eyeball, that was fun. One time I was burnt alive, that was less fun. That was actually, it was this terrible film I did called Six Plots. And basically I had to be in a box, in a wooden box, and then it's doused in petrol and set on fire. But my hair actually started smoking because they had this fire bar outside the box to make it look like I was on fire basically. But I had so much hairspray in my hair that it kind of came through the box, and
So you're actually on fire?
I got, a little bit. I got singed. Yeah. So death would be cool.
Wow, that's
Not that I want
into
to
a character there.
Yeah, totally. Actually, my hair's been set on fire on the 100 as well. We had to do the scene with Emerson where he throws his smoke canister. You know that pink smoke that melt when they use. And I had to pass out, and then I trick him and then kick his head and then run away. But what I didn't realize was the smoke canister, because we couldn't see anything, it's so smoky. The smoke canister had actually rolled next to my head, and I did the kick and the run away, and then I was like, oh, that was great, guys, really good. And then Toby was like, don't move. And in the back of my head, luckily it was a wig, but there was a huge hole in it. I've got a photo of it somewhere holding it up. just massive red hole in it. It was a close call. I was like, oh my god! You had to like cut it out.
That's a good sex souvenir.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said me on the show, as you mentioned, loads of the characters died. Is there any point when you kind of read a script going, yeah, that person's gotta, they're not coming back now? Or, and then, you know,
I've mostly just been like surprised. You never tell, like, you know, like losing. I didn't know that Thomas's character, like Finn, was gonna die. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see like Jasper dying. I didn't see that coming. And those like when Devin left us, that was so sad because like I just was reading the script and I was like, what? Not Jasper, like it was my favorite. So yeah, I just never really expected.
do you have some kind of farewell due?
Yeah, it depends on the cast member, but like yeah, we definitely like to send everyone off, and like we'll have all the crew come and give them a big round of applause and then take them out for drinks and stuff.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Hi, my name is Dulce. Two questions. Do you like your character Clarke? I know I do.
Yes, I love that.
Okay, and if you were to choose another character, and if you were to see all the scripts, would you choose anybody else? And who would?
That's a good question. I'd love to play Murphy. I mean, just to see if I can play a dude, first of all. But also, he's such but he's such a complicated character. He's got so many layers. I mean, no one can do as good a job as Richard does, but I'd certainly love to give it a go.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
So I have a recommendation for like, I know you probably like going to bars.
Yeah.
So there's like,
Yeah.
so there's Oak Lawn and then there's Deep Ellum.
Okay. Oak Lawn.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then
Deep Ellum.
Is that the Irish bar?
It's just like a.
oh, it's a town.
That was the actual bar. Okay.
Gotcha.
This is bar crawl, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And my question is this season, are we going to see more of like the Grounders, like background a little more, or is that kind of over?
No, you definitely will see. Yeah, most of the grounders are underground, so you get to see like a lot of stuff going on in the bunker, and there's a lot of new characters as well. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I was wondering, do you see yourself more as a tree crew or sky crew?
Oh my god, I think by now, I mean, it would be more tree crew because, you know, I mean, obviously Lexa, but also just living in nature as long as I have and having a little grounder ruckrat with me all the time. But I think that, I can't remember, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the place that Clarke and Maddie have been living all this time is from Sengetacru, who I don't think we've really explored very much, so you get to kind of hear a little bit about that.
Thank you.
I have to say, I'm slightly worried that you've got all these warring factions that are going to converge on
Yes.
cause. You think are they just going to accidentally destroy it because they're like fighting over it? That's not worried about.
Oh, I mean, knowing us.
Yeah. so we should be worried.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of battle. Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
But then, so in that case, then, for your character, are you sort of splitting time between the different factions? And does that mean that you then are doing maybe a little less on screen this season?
Am I doing less? No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of like kind of going, you know, between. I mean, everyone's business as per usual. So yeah, but there's a lot more just trying to look after Maddie. But you know, she's very hard to look after because she's, you know, she's getting stronger and she's a fierce little nightmare, so.
Taking after her mum.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, I'm Cece, and I'm a special education teacher, so I think it's awesome that you have a school in Thailand.
Thank you.
And I'm very excited to see what Maddie, the introduction of Maddie in the sport. So my question is from a few of us. I'm a moderator of a discussion forum on the 100, and your forum is by far the biggest in any TV show.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that's
Gosh.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's cool.
So what is one decision that Clarke has made that you might have done it differently? You might have done a different, chosen a different path.
Oh gosh. Sorry. Oh gosh. There's so many things that she should have done differently. But I just can't think of anything on the spot. I'm so sorry. I've been waiting in line there. What do you think?
Turning it back around.
I'm turning it around.
Finn would be one of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that was an avoidable tragedy, probably. I don't know how, though. It's a pretty cool scene, though. That was one of my favorite to shoot.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and I wanted to ask, have there been any pranks on set?
Devin used to be the prankster. He used to make us all laugh. But he's gone. I don't know. Ian, again, he's like cheeky, just always trying to make us laugh. And Ben, who played Riley as well, he was a shocker. He could make me break like that. Usually I'm pretty good at keeping it together, but he would just do the most ridiculous stuff, like on the other side of the camera. Like really little things, like instead of standing like this, he'd stand like this. And just stupid stuff like that, because he knew that it would make me burst out laughing. It's good fun.
Do you tend to mess around particularly with any crew? There's some easier targets than others.
Paige is a lot of fun, who plays Abby. She's hilarious. We have a lot of fun together. And Bob as well, yeah.
Next question.
Hi Eliza, my name is Justin. I just want to ask you a question. So I know you want to see more seasons of the 100, but I was wondering if you're going to start branching out into more movies. I know you've done Thumper and then you're a couple other ones. And if you do want to do more movies, what's your genre you want to do? Horror, comedy? Where do you see yourself in?
I mean, I'd love to do comedy, because I can be funny sometimes. But also, like, I'd love to do something like set in like the 60s or 70s. I think that would just be so fun, like the costumes and the cars, and, you know, the sets. I think that would be awesome. I'd love to do something like Almost Famous, or you know, that'd be sick.
Do you do musical and
No. No.
Pantomime has an element of that.
Yes, it did, and I was not good. Oh boy, yeah, that's too nerve-wracking for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again.
So, do you think Clarke has put under too much pressure on the show? Because she had to end Mount and Allie and Singing in the Space. And if you could have distributed that pressure to other characters to see them grow, who would you have that been?
Say that again.
Okay. So Clarke's put under too much pressure.
Yes.
With Mount Weather, Allie, and Singing in the Space.
Mm-hmm.
To see other characters grow and develop, who would you have had do those actions?
Delegate, basically.
Oh, ooh, I don't know. So it's like Clarke just like
If she could have
Sort
chosen
of vacation.
someone else. Who would you like to see progress, like character?
Well, I love Octavia's arc of like from the very beginning. She was like, you know, the girl under the before, and now she's this badass warrior. I think that, you know, I mean, that's already happened, but that's my pick. Like, she's just a force to be reckoned with, and Marie has done the most incredible stuff this season. She's like, yeah, she's grown with her. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we left her, she was sort of deliberating over whether she could lead.
Yes.
Or she'd just been given the leadership. So I guess she's taken that baton and sort of run with it.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Whoa. She's fierce.
Okay, so when season 1 first came out, my wife and my brother-in-law watched it. They called me and I was at work and they were like, hey, you gotta watch the show. And I said, okay, send me the trailer. They sent me that and I said, you're out of your mind, I'm not watching this. I eventually did, but I'm not gonna lie, I really thought that it was gonna go the same route as so many other shows where you get one season, maybe a season and a half, and then nothing. This show has only gotten better with time. What's the secret to that success?
I think it's having an excellent writing staff. Like, and they're all like, the great thing about our writers is that they're fans. You know, they love making the show just as much as we do, and they really want to keep people guessing. And they're all like very genre-based writers, so they're really into sci-fi and like, you know, sort of post-apocalyptic stuff. And the things that they come up with, like when I meet with them in the writers' room before we go back each season, it's just like, I'm like, what? How did you come up with that? And a lot of it's so complicated as well, and they have to do so much research. I mean, I think that's like the real key, and also we all still love it. None of us have been like, I'm bored, you know, because we just get to grow.
Yeah.
So it keeps it interesting, and it keeps us wanting to make it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
As far as recommendation goes, I highly recommend Dave & Buster's.
What is it? Why is everyone laughing?
It makes reaction, isn't it? I don't know what that is either, so.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese for adults.
Oh, good. I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese, so I don't know what that is. Is it? I'm assuming that's cheese. It's cheese. Okay. Cool. What was it called? Dave. Copy that. Don't go. Well, I can't like go to all these places anyway. It's gonna depend how much energy I have later.
But Jason was saying, Jason Moffett's showrunner was saying recently that, you know, obviously you're relaunching the show in a way this season, and actually at the end of season 5, it's like a relaunch again, potentially. And so, do you think that's sort of playing into keeping it fresh, or is it just kind of making it harder in a way to sort of develop the characters that you're kind of relaunching again?
No, I think it's great. I think that it's really, it definitely keeps us on our toes, which we need to be. I think when you've been on a show so long, it's really easy to get complacent. So I love that we get to kind of have a what would you call rebirth every season. It's awesome.
And speaking about sort of the nerdiness of the writers, like I love that. We're all nerds here, right? We love that part of it. But one of the things I was wondering about is with the night blood and the fact that you get that radiation poisoning. When we see you, you look great. You clearly have no problem saying that. But will there be any ramifications from having that sort of radiation exposure and night blood?
I have the same question, and I don't know is the answer. If long term there are going to be any issues, I think it would be a cool thing to explore. I wanted some scarring on my face. I just thought there would have to be, but Jason was like, "There's no way we're going to have the lead of our show with like a bunch of scars on her face for the rest of her life." And I was like, "Okay, that's fair, I guess."
It's like the first thing we see almost dying, basically. And then you just next thing you're like, oh, the skin looks really
I know. It's just 6 years out in the fresh air and sunshine.
I want this for you all.
Yeah.
Okay, another question over here.
Hi. If you could bring one character back, who would it be?
Oh gosh, just one?
Never mind, you can choose one.
I'd love to bring, obviously, Lex back, and I would love to bring Jasper back. Thank you.
Because, I mean, Clarke was obviously a big part of the show, and, you know, now she's been gone for a season, and in my head, my wish list, because now that Alicia's on Fear the Walking Dead, I don't know if you guys watched that, I was like, it could be like a Clarke undead reunion, like, you could be a zombie, do you guys like to see that?
That'd be fun. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are like gunning for a spin-off.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Or
I've been reading a little bit about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't see that happening while we're both on two different shows on two different networks.
That's true. That might be difficult, but I think maybe just like a guest spot.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd be totally into that. Yeah.
We should put it out there.
Yeah.
Into this
Hire me. Yeah.
Plug it. All right. Hi. Wow.
So I know that you can't talk too much about season 5, but up until now, how do you see Clarke and Octavia's relationship?
It's always been really choppy and turbulent. They've had a lot of differences over the years. Obviously, in the very beginning, they don't like each other at all. But, you know, yeah, lots of ups and downs, and you're going to see a lot of fun season 5. It's kind of crazy.
It's going to be the last question, I'm afraid.
Good job.
They should get some campaigns going. As Maddie did the last authentic night one, are they going to try to train her to be
Well, I think because I've seen what Lexa went through and all the, you know, and knowing that like how it all works with the conclave and having to kill, like as a child, kill all these people to, you know, novitiates, I think. I don't think she would want Maddie to go through that. I think it would make her angry. There you go.
Well, one thing we have to talk about, I mean, it's been 5 seasons now that you filmed, and obviously we're all waiting for the premiere on April 24th for the CW. Finally! We had little teasers. I'm lucky enough to see a little bit of it so far.
Oh, did you get the first 4?
I did. No, I got the first.
The first?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't want to give it away, but wow. But once you get into that sort of this season, a lot of people sort of bandy about the term legacy when it comes to TV shows. What do you think will be the legacy behind when it finishes?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I think it's, you know, for a show on the CW, to have so many diverse characters, like all shapes and sizes, and you know, different sexualities, and you know, and having so many strong women, which is awesome. I think, you know, it was kind of new for them. Like, I mean, if you told me that, like, you know, 6 or 7 years ago that I was going to be on the CW, I would be like, I'm not like a supermodel. Like, they're all so pretty and like, and tiny. I was like, because all I'd seen would be like Gossip Girl and that sort of thing, and like Vampire Diaries. So I think that this show is just, you know, it's so diverse, and yeah, and like, I guess having so many strong female characters, it was sort of the first of its kind on CW.
And very timely.
Yeah, very.
Well, thank you for playing a wonderful Clarke. Thank you for coming to talk.
Thank you guys.